Let one full calendar year represent the history of the Earth. The first human to have ever existed first walked on Earth on the last day of December. The Earth is 4.6 billion years old. The entire history of the Earth has been divided into eons, eras, periods, and epochs. It provides a framework for understanding the development of the Earth over the past 4.6 billion years. Scientists call this framework the geological timescale. It is built upon the foundation of rock layers and fossils. There are 4 eons within the history of the Earth: the Hadean Eon, Archean Eon, Proterozoic Eon, and the Phanerozoic Eon. They are the largest division of time. The Hadean Eon. The Hadean Eon represents the very beginning and formation of the Earth. It is a time so ancient and alien that little direct evidence remains. Hadean is derived from the word Hades, the Greek god of the underworld. It spanned from approximately 4.6 to 4 billion years ago. During this time, the young Earth was still in a molten state, with no solid crust and oceans. The Earth was just a blazing sphere of magma and heavy atmospheric gases. At the same time, the Earth experienced heavy asteroid bombardments and major volcanic eruptions. As the Earth cooled, the magma began to solidify, forming the first solid crust of the Earth. As a result of continued cooling and condensation of water vapor, liquid water began to accumulate, forming the very first oceans. The Hadean Eon finally came to an end about 4 billion years ago, marking the beginning of the Archean Eon. The Archean Eon began about 4 billion years ago and ended approximately 2.5 billion years ago. The Earth during the Archean Eon was mostly covered with oceans. Though there was a continental crust, majority of it was under oceans which were several times deeper than today's oceans. One of the most common aspects of the Archean Eon is the origin of life. The earliest known microbial life appeared during this eon. Life was exclusively unicellular and prokaryotic. Shallow water microbial mats called stromatolites provides a clear fossil evidence of Archean life. The Archean Eon also introduced the Great Oxidation event, which occurred about 2.4 to 2 billion years ago. Oxygen allowed the evolution of aerobic respiration, setting the foundation for complex life. The Proterozoic Eon. It began about 2.5 billion years ago and ended about 541 million years ago. This eon was accompanied by a fundamental shift in the geological and biological processes of the Earth. Unlike the fragmented continents of the Archean Eon, larger and more stable continental cratons formed within the Proterozoic Eon. Tectonic plates became more organized, leading to the formation of the earliest supercontinents. A supercontinent called Columbia likely formed during this era. Rhodania also began to assemble about 1.1 billion years ago. The Earth also experienced one of the most severe ice ages in history within this era. However, Rhodania, one of the largest supercontinents, began to break apart. This altered the ocean currents on Earth, eventually ending all glaciation events. The Phanerozoic Eon. The Phanerozoic Eon is marked by the widespread emergence, diversification, and expansion of animal and plant life across Earth's surface, beginning with the Cambrian period, when animals first evolved hard shells that are well preserved in the fossil record. The Phanerozoic Eon is the current and latest of all the 4 geologic eons in the geological timescale of the Earth. It covers the time period from approximately 541 million years ago to the present day. The term Phanerozoic is a combination of 2 Greek words, which means visible life. This eon experienced the most dramatic, evolutionary, ecological, and geological changes in the history of the Earth. The Phanerozoic Eon is divided into 3 major eras: the Paleozoic Era, the Mesozoic Era, and the Cenozoic Era. The Paleozoic Era began about 541 million years ago and ended about 252 million years ago. It is further divided into 6 distinct geological periods: the Cambrian period, the Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, Carboniferous, and the Permian period. The Cambrian period experienced the Cambrian Explosion. It was a sudden burst of evolutionary activity that produced the ancestors of most animal phyla. Oceans dominated the Earth during this period. Life on Earth was almost entirely aquatic. Some of the aquatic creatures of the Cambrian seas are trilobites, Upabinia, Hallucigenia, and Anomalocaris. Anomalocaris is the first top predator to have roamed the oceans. It was just about 3 feet long. Fishes also underwent many evolutionary changes during the Paleozoic era. The oceans were teeming with jawless fishes like Arandaspis, a small armored fish from the Ordovician period. The major evolutionary leap of fishes occurred with the emergence of jawed fishes. This opened up entirely new feeding strategies and ecological niches. Among these earliest jawed fishes were placoderms. The placoderms were heavily armored fishes with bony plates, covering their head and thorax. Danclosteus was a giant Devonian armored placoderm, which lived approximately 382 million years ago. It could reach lengths of 33 feet or more. It had no teeth. Instead, it had massive jaws, armed with razor-sharp bony plates. During the Permian period, many fish lineages began to disappear. At the end of the Paleozoic era, the greatest mass extinction event in the history of the Earth occurred. It is known as the End Permian Mass Extinction Event. It occurred about 252 million years ago. It was nicknamed the Great Dying. This extinction event wiped out 90% of marine species and 70% of terrestrial vertebrates. The Mesozoic Era. The Mesozoic Era began after the Great Dying. The Mesozoic Era spanned approximately 180 million years, and it is subdivided into 3 distinct geological periods: the Triassic period, Jurassic period, and the Cretaceous period. The Mesozoic Era is commonly called the Age of Reptiles due to the dominance and evolutionary success of various reptilian life forms, especially the dinosaurs. During the Triassic period, reptiles began to diversify rapidly, giving rise to early dinosaurs, crocodilians, and the first mammals. Marine reptiles like ichthyosaurs and plesiosaurs also dominated the oceans, while giant flying reptiles like pterosaurs roamed the Mesozoic skies. The Quetzalcoatlus nothropi is considered the largest among the pterosaurs. It is also the most enormous creature to have ever flown on Earth. Quetzalcoatlus had a wingspan of about 36 feet, which is nearly 4 feet wider than that of a supersonic fighter jet. Gigantic sauropod dinosaurs also roamed the Earth during the Mesozoic era. Some of these massive creatures could reach lengths of up to 121 feet and weigh about 70,000 kilograms. The famous tyrant lizard king, Tyrannosaurus rex, also roamed the Earth during this time period. The well-known supercontinent Pangaea was also in existence during the Mesozoic era. Unfortunately, about 66 million years ago, the Mesozoic era ended with a catastrophic mass extinction event that eradicated nearly 75% of all species on Earth, including all the non-avian dinosaurs. This event is attributed to an asteroid impact. The Cenozoic Era. The Cenozoic Era began after the Mesozoic Era ended. It spans from about 66 million years ago to the present day. This era is often called the Age of Mammals. The Cenozoic Era is divided into 3 periods, which are further split into several distinct epochs. After the extinction of the dinosaurs, mammals diversified rapidly into new ecological roles. This led to the emergence of diverse groups such as ungulates, carnivorans, primates, and marine mammals. The Cenozoic Era has also experienced some of the most extreme ice ages in history. The ice ages of the Pleistocene epoch formed thick glaciers, which covered nearly all of the northern continents. The Cenozoic Era is the era in which humans evolved and rose to dominate the Earth. Approximately 5.4 to 2.6 million years ago, one of humans' closest ancestors, Australopithecus afarensis, developed clear adaptations for upright walking. The evolution of humans continued, and after some few million years, Homo sapiens, which are present-day humans, arose in present-day Africa.